Alright, Sean, part 2. Um, Last week I talked about last part, 2 days ago, I talked about how you should write. Or not how you should write, but different styles of writing. And just kind of how those work out and setting goals for yourself. This week, today I'm going to do a little bit of talking about finding and directing inspiration. A lot of writers love to write, but sometimes they're just not good at coming up with stories or stuff like that. So, or like have trouble finding inspiration. So, my idea, or at least for me, my best ideas happen while I'm in the shower. Or, when I'm in bed at night and I'm trying to fall asleep and I end up just thinking for an hour, or when I'm doing mindless tasks like doing the dishes, it really gets me thinking. And when I start thinking, that's kind of where the inspiration comes from me. Is like I understand. I don't know if I understand, but that's when the ideas start flowing in my head. Is when I'm doing mindless tasks where my hands are working, but my mind necessarily isn't during that task, so it kind of fills in for itself. My suggestion is for when those moments arise, when you do have inspiration, always keep a notebook on you, or everyone has a phone these days. Just do a quick open up notes app or whatever, and your notes app, and just write down what you're thinking right then, and be as detailed as possible. Don't trust your memory with stuff like that, just because there have been thousands of things, maybe even more, of, oh, I'll remember that later, and then I end up forgetting it. So usually doesn't work out for me, and I end up losing probably some really good ideas. But yeah. For me, I have two specific note apps that are actually kind of extensive and really disorganized. I should probably fix that. The first app, or note, I guess, I have is just my thoughts, like random one-liners, or jotting down random words that flow together somehow, or just thoughts in general. So that pretty much anything. And then the second one is ideas. Those are like little story ideas, or like stuff just in general, like ideas about what I could write, what could I be inspired by, stuff like that. And those are typically more organized as the name of the story, or TBD if I don't have one, and then just like as detailed a description as I can without actually writing the story or whatever, just so that if I need inspiration, I've got a list of things that have already inspired me that I can just look through and be re-inspired by those. Now, find where you can get inspiration. Yeah, reading books is great because you just learn so much about stuff, and like you work with the stories. And then movies, some people are really into movies for inspiration. Some people, me including, go to Tumblr. I follow a lot of like writing prompts and writing blogs and stuff like that, and they have a lot of really good advice about writing, a lot of writing prompts, which can really help you start thinking about hooks for your stories or your poems. Finding poetry on Tumblr is amazing because there's a lot of aspiring poets out there who just do amazing work. There's just a lot of inspiration on Tumblr if you know where to find it. There's even picture blogs that will just give you pictures of sceneries, or of people or whatever, that help find you inspiration for characters or for settings, for stories in general. Like you just kind of fill in the blanks, I guess. It's just really wonderful place that you can find inspiration. So in conclusion, I say that you find where you find inspiration in anything that you can do, and just be aware of like story and elements and stuff like that, so that you can incorporate those, not necessarily just rewrite the story, but that you can understand just where the inspiration behind all sorts of things are. So